Ladies and gentlemen, actually, I'll rephrase. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, we've already seen the first video, the whatever it was called, the silencer. There we go, the silencer, which is one of three in new tanks in this new season. Now, this time we are going to we're going to look at the Swindler. Basically an AMX in tier 8. And yeah, you know, it can be fun. It looks great. Not as good as the other tank. The silencer, I think, again, the silencer, I think, looks one of the best looking tanks in the game. With the camo, I do think it looks fantastic. So this looks good. Doesn't look quite as good, and I don't think it is quite as fun, but I still think it is a decent tank. Obviously, it will take a little bit of getting used to, because it has the reserved shells. So any of you that don't know about the reserved shell, basically what it is an auto reloader. So an auto reloader is where it's like an auto loader, has 3 shells, sometimes 4. So if you shoot a shell, it carries on reloading. So where a normal auto loader, you have to fire your magazine before you can reload. Or you can fire 1 shot, 2 shots, and it will reload. If you press the reload, it will reload the whole magazine. Where an auto reloader reloads each shell individually. So you can have 4 shells, you can fire 2 if you want, and then it'll reload 1 at a time. And then you can fire 1 or you can fire 3. As soon as you fire, it's constantly reloaded. Now with the reverse shell, what that is your last shell you need to keep. You need to not fire that shell unless you absolutely have to, because the reload is just crazy on that last shell, which we will look at in this video. So the turret armor, 45mm, yeah, no armor whatsoever. It is pretty much an AMX, so you're not going to get armor at all. Obviously, because it is that reverse shell, they do add that into your damage per minute. So the damage per minute is going to be quite on the lower side. But even so, 2098, I don't think that is bad at all for a auto reloader with the reverse shell. I think that is actually pretty good. So your reload time between each shot is 2.2 seconds. So you fire your shell, you've got a 2.2 second reload, and then you've got the reload of that shell that you've just shot. If you don't want to load that shell, you can fire again after the 2.2 seconds. So the reload, as you can see here, I mean, look, it's normally back to front. So the first shell you shoot is actually shell free. So that is 4.64 seconds. If you fire the first shot, you've got 4.64 seconds, and then you have the 2.2 seconds intra-click reload. So yeah, you can fire every 6 seconds using 1 shell, and then that means you're reloading that same shell every time. So if you want to shoot 2 shells, that shell is 5.21 seconds. So basically, if you fire the first shell, you've then got a 2.2 seconds intra-click reload, and then you can fire again. Now, what this means is you've now fired 2 shots. So the second shell, you've got a 5.21 second reload plus the 2.2 seconds, and then it will start reloading shell 3 again, and etc, etc. Now, the first shell, or the last shell that you shoot, basically 20 seconds. Yeah, so it's got 3 shells, but you fired the first shell 4.6, the second shell at 5.2, and normally for an auto reloader, the third shell is like 6 or 7 or 8 seconds. This is almost 20, which is why you don't want to be firing that gun or that shell if you don't have to. If you've got tanks around you that are shooting you, it is best to wait to reload. Let them shoot you, wait to reload. Don't feel that you have to fire that last shell, because you're the one that's going to suffer, and pretty much by the time you've reloaded that shell, you're going to be dead. So try and keep that shell for as long as possible. And if there is a tank on a 1 shot, yeah, it's definitely worth using just to kill that guy out the way, and then go for your reload. Or if you've got no shots around, then yeah, it might be worth using that shell, because you then, by the time you've traveled to your next destination, you're going to have reloaded that shell anyway. So yeah, the reverse shell is very tricky, but yeah, it's really good. I don't think it's too bad at all. it can be annoying because sometimes you forget it's a reverse shell, which is pretty much what I did in my video. So your penetration is 190 on your AP, 278 on your heat. We are running calibrated shells. So again, like the first tank, 278, I don't think is too bad. But yeah, this is a tier higher, so yeah, it's not too bad. HE is 53. Damage, you've got a 240 alpha gun on your AP, 200 on your heat, and 320 on your HE. Aim time 3.3, gun dispersion 0.335. So not the best, and it does only have 6 degrees of gun depression, so that isn't the best either. But it does have 63 kilometers per hour speed. Yeah, so we're going to get into a game with the Swindler. I'm not quite sure on the name, but yeah, we completely forget in this replay. We completely forget it has that reverse shell. So yeah, if you see me shooting that third shell, you know why. So we've gone right. The enemy have 3 mediums, so I've got no one around me at the moment. So I'm going to wait to see if they do start capping D. And as soon as they start capping D, I'm not really interested to go there all on my own. So I'm going to just head back and go with my team because there's a little bit of support if you do have your team around. But yeah, because of the gun depression, it's really hard to get into these kind of positions, especially with this map and especially with a tank that isn't the greatest when it comes to gun depression at all. And you can see with the penetration, there's not too much I can do, even in this position. So yeah, I've just got to really sort of be patient. I'm not going to go far forward because if I go on this ridge here, I don't have the DPM, I don't have the armor to deal with these guys. So I'm thinking, okay, if my team are there taking the attention to these 3 guys, I'm just going to go around and then hopefully get some side shots into them. But the IS-2 decides to move back. I do get shot, which is absolutely stupid. Luckily, the TS-60 doesn't shoot me, and then I can back up. So as you can see, I've just shot all 3 shells, which I wish I didn't. And I'm even at this point, I wasn't even really aware that it had the reverse shell. So I'm like, why is it so long to reload? You can see me stopping even there, like, and trying to aim, and I'm like, wait, I'm not even reloaded. And as soon as I shoot 1 shell, you can see me pushing forward to try and get another shot out. And yeah, I'm just not even with it at the moment. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So yeah, next time I play it, I'm definitely going to realize it has the reverse shell. So that's what you guys have got to do. Any tank that has the reverse shell, make sure you know it has a reverse shell. Otherwise, you're going to come off absolutely worse off. Again, I'm now a 1-shot. I've just taken a massive beating. And again, that's not, that's my fault. I played it like a little bitch, really. And I put the tank in a position where it wasn't really good. So I'm now going to start using it as a proper light tank. Run around the map, go from distance, because they're all going to be spotted because my team are all around. So I do get spotted, but I do have time for that shot. And then even there, why, I don't even know why I shot that shot. But now again, I'm glad I'm actually shooting that shot, because at least I get to show you just how bad it is when you're on this massive reload. So there's 3 tanks left alive now, and even here we're going to reload the 1 shell, take the shot. This time it isn't as bad because I do manage to get rid of a tank, and there is no other tanks around my area. So using it in that kind of situation isn't too bad, to be fair. And I'd probably recommend that you do use that reverse shell in that situation. So we're definitely going to load 2 shells here because I need to load 2 shells. Otherwise, this T-23E3 will be able to destroy me. Now, I know he has a quick reload, but with my intricate reload, I know my reload is better than his. As long as I get the first shot off, which I managed with pretty much even, but I knew I'd be able to kill that guy, and I knew I'd be able to take a shot from that guy. So now it's just a 4 versus 1, no problem whatsoever. I don't want to just die, because if you look at it's not too difficult. Yeah, there is a VK168, but I'm a 1-shot. That guy's a 1-shot, and there's another guy that is a 1-shot. So if he kills each one of us, it's going to be game over because they have the supremacy point. So I'm not risking anything. I'm not risking it for a biscuit. and we do manage to clear him. So overall, it is a fun tank. You just need to be aware of that reversed shell, otherwise it will come back to haunt you. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsyreplays, and I will catch you all later on tonight for tank number 3. Bye bye.